In today's Project Zomboid video, we're going to see how long I can survive stuck entirely in the West Point GIGAMART. This is my second attempt at the challenge. The challenge was originally spearheaded by Private Lime. This attempt is similar to a previous video where I attempted to live as long as possible in a single house. I started with a basic apocalypse game, created my character, and chose traits I thought would help me with long-term survival. I started in the upper office of the GIGAMART and ventured out to see what the game had for us. Are you down here? No? This is all food. Will be helpful, but not right at the moment. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with outside. This is still all food, right? Yeah. Outside, I mean on the floor. It's not really outside exactly. There's two coming this way. One's going to that door probably. As long as they stay to 1 and 2, I'm good to go. I can push and stomp 2 zombies forever. It's when they get to be 3 or more is when it gets to be a little trickier. Alright, that seems to be everybody inside, though I can see zombies around the outside, so he will probably be coming to join us soon, which means I should probably try and find some sort of weapon. Rake technically counts. Hopefully I can do better than that. That's a bit more like it. That's a bit better than a rake. Alright, it's round 2, but I'm prepared this time. Somewhat. If you saw my failed last run, this one is definitely doing better in the water collection department so far. On the second day, a group of zombies showed up to break some of my remaining windows. I tried to encourage them to use the door, but only a few of them took me up on it. I continued to consolidate all the various foodstuffs into a few places. Perishables went into the freezers, non-perishables into a few cabinets. I took all the water storing items I had found and put them in the second floor. I would avoid drinking out of these as long as the water remained on. I also took the few sheets that I had found and covered the upstairs windows to prevent zombies from coming up to say hello. On the next day I collected all the uncooked items I had, mostly meat, cooked them before putting them back in the freezers. Alright, cooked all that food, got an entire level of cooking out of it. And most people probably know this, but if you don't, if you have these dead rats, they have the unhappiness of being a, dead rat. You can butcher, if you have a knife, butcher small animal. And instead you get rodent meat, which doesn't actually upset you. So in terms of non-perishables that I can actually eat, because, not trapped behind the insurmountable thing of not having a can opener, we got this. This is not terrible. It's not great. It's not terrible. We do have a million freezers full of perishables though that we need to start eating our way through. Then it was back to consolidating items, which stretched into the next day. I was really beginning to regret taking disorganized. Oh, hello. A bunch of you showed up while I was in there. That's one way to deal with boredom. Alright, so it's been a couple days. I think, what, 4 days? So, more than a couple days. It's been several days. Yeah, 4 days. I've finished sorting everything. Everything is in the refrigerators or in the freezers, depending. So what needs to happen now is that I need to get 750 carpentry experience. What 750 carpentry experience will give us is level 4 carpentry. That will let me make a water collecting barrel, which I will place just outside of this back door to collect water. When we finally run out of water in the pipes, we will have something we can do about that. So, decent amount, actually a surprisingly decent amount from these shelves. So that should probably help quite a bit. Yeah, it's like 50 points. It's pretty good. Like 45 or something technically, but... Yeah, honestly, I thought this would be a lot harder to get on 750. We're gonna get it before we're even done dismantling all of these shelves. Yep, there it is, right there. Okay. Alright, yeah, it's 6 cartons of eggs to cook. Right, let's see. We're at 16 out of 150 on the second level of cooking. Let's see how much cooking we get from 6 cartons of eggs. I wonder if I have to take them out of the cartons first. I think I do. 72 eggs into the oven. Answer is an entire level plus 100 points. Just a little bit. We'll celebrate by eating a few eggs. I'm gonna do something. It feels slightly cheesy because it's I don't know if I would exactly call it a bug, but I don't think it's the intended behavior. We're gonna rip up this floor here, which will reveal dirt from underneath. And then I actually managed to get some seeds, so we're going to plant some plants inside. The fun fact about Zomboid is that you don't actually need light. Currently, you don't actually need light to grow plants. So we're gonna grab our cabbage seeds and our tomato seeds. Should go get something to actually use to water it in a minute. Unfortunately, I have to use my hands for this because we didn't get a trowel. So we might end up getting our hand cut like that. That's exactly what I was saying. All right, let's. Of course, this is going to be a big problem. Like handling this will be a big problem when the water goes out. On day 7, the helicopter arrived. It only passed over a few times, and it only managed to pull a few zombies to the market. Overall, not a bad helicopter. With the helicopter passed, I felt it was a good time to finally build the water barrel. Why don't you build this? Looks like they won't build it. Won't build it outside. So I want to try and see if the door is the problem. But the problem is that I don't have a screwdriver. So I have to take this door down the old-fashioned way. You may build that right there? Yes, okay. So yeah, so the door was the problem. Alright, so we got a rain collector barrel. Hopefully the zombies don't come along and destroy it. On day 10, the rain came, and I attempted to get water from the barrel for the first time. At the end of the day, I took advantage of the water still being on to clean up in the sink. The era of forever dirty was coming quickly. On the next day, I pulled up some more of the flooring to plant another round of crops. I was unsure of exactly how much I would need or how much I could support with one water barrel, but I knew it was more than the 4 plots we currently had. On day 12, a zombie arrived. I wasn't sure how long the electricity would last, but I knew it was running out. So I decided to start being less precious with the frozen foods. So it was burger time. On day 14, the water finally cut off. I was actually in the middle of cleaning my clothes, which caused me to waste an entire sink's worth of stored water. By day 17, the first crop of cabbages had finally reached a seed-bearing stage, so the era of salads had begun. So we hadn't got any matches or lighters, which is a problem because I'm going to need to boil water at some point in the future. So in order to fix that problem, you need sturdy sticks and a notched wooden plank, which I have just made with the bread knife, with the butter knife that we have, which it's very lucky we have. So now we can start a fire, which is good. On day 19, I awoke to the power being out. While I was hoping for it to last longer, this is a pretty standard day to lose the power. Things will get harder from here. Until they get to the point where the food all rots, I'm literally going to try to keep us so full that, the character won't eat anymore. I think that's the most effective strategy. Day 20 I spent clearing more space for crops. I also horfed down the remoulade we had in storage because I remembered they leave behind a usable water bottle. Day 21, the saddest day we all knew was coming. The mohawk grew out. The next day a horde showed up and had to be dealt with. I didn't know it at the time, but this would be the last time I saw a large group of zombies. The next day I realized that I should try and stuff myself while the food was still good. I hoped to put some weight back on before the lean times. By day 25, all the bags of veggies had gone rotten, save the potatoes and the tomatoes, but I imagine they will go soon. On day 26, I removed the last water from the barrel. At this point, if it didn't rain soon, the crops would start to dry out. But I got lucky on the next day and the rain came, so I spent the day watering the crops. On day 29, a tomato harvest came in and the last of the perishable food items started to go stale. The eggs that I cooked way back on day 4 finally started to go stale on day 31. I had no idea they would have lasted that long, otherwise I probably would have waited and cooked them later. On day 39, the potatoes were finally starting to go bad. It really made me wish I had found potato seeds instead of the cabbage seeds, because it would have made staying fed so much easier. I had been trying to space out my harvesting of the crops, but on day 41 I pushed one of the cabbage groups too far, and it rotted before I could harvest them. The loss was annoying, but it turned out to be more annoying as I didn't seem to have the ability to remove the remains. So now they sit here, taking up a spot, taunting me. On day 54, a zombie almost jumped me while I was making a salad. By now some of you are probably wondering why I haven't barricaded the windows. I do have plenty of wood and nails to do it, but I'd rather be spooked by the occasional single zombie than have a horde pile up on the barricades and come in all at once. This strategy had gotten me killed in my first attempt, but I decided to go with it in this one as well. While I had previously discounted them due to the high thirst cost, I decided to eat the dry beans and rice. It would help me put a bit of weight back on and stay healthier for a bit longer. The quench from my veggies turned out to be enough to see me through. This is not important, but on day 75 I discovered you can put seeds back into packages, something I didn't know was possible. On day 76, what is becoming a rare zombie visitor came by to say hello. I woke on day 79 with the chili noodle for the first time, an unwelcome reminder that winter was just around the corner. All the former zombie clothes came in handy as I found a police jacket to put on. In an attempt to stretch my food out, I had left a tomato plant unharvested for the last few days, but on day 88 I pushed it too far and it rotted. Clearly, I'm not learning my lessons. On day 90 I went to harvest some much needed tomatoes, and instead of getting some red juicy boys, I got nothing. I don't know if this was a bug or what. Wait, where did they go? Where'd my tomatoes go? Disappearing tomatoes, okay. It had been well over 20 days since the last time I saw a zombie, but on day 99 a zombie showed up. It was honestly nice to know there were still zombies around. Day 100 arrived, and after celebrating with a precious candy cane, it's time to take stock. It's now the middle of October and winter is fast approaching. Growing crops through it will be nearly impossible due to the fact that the game doesn't let you melt snow for water. The character's weight continues to fall. I have been able to hold it mostly steady by stuffing her with veggies, but that won't be an option when the food becomes thin during the winter months. So I'm going to end the video here. While part of me would love to see how long I can keep this going, it's growing a bit tedious, and watching her slowly waste away is a bit morbid. Let me know in the comments if you would like a second video to see how long she lasts. Thanks so much for joining me. I am, as always, the Cromulent Archer, and I want to thank my Patreons. They are the freshly harvested cabbages of my garden. Thanks so much.